Greetings from Boston, USA. My name's Ajita and I'm part of the Sri Lankan community living here in New England, which consists of the several states around Massachusetts. We're a fairly moderately sized community here and a fairly tight one too. And you will find that the Sri Lankans here do everything possible to maintain the rich Sri Lankan culture and traditions, especially for their children, while at the same time interacting with our fellow Americans. We've thought it's time now to show you back in Sri Lanka something of the lifestyles of Sri Lankans here, how we maintain our cultural identity, how we have performances and arts and culture, and all of the things that we do to keep that delicate balance between being a Sri Lankan yet being a Sri Lankan living in the US. We hope through this short video that you'll see now that we're able to give you a glimpse of this balance of Sri Lankan life here in the USA. Recently, the Sri Lankan community in Boston had the honor of being able to announce that it had formed the first Sri Lankan drum troupe in the US. This was the brainchild of Arjuna Balasurya, and it consists of a drum troupe whereby we have about 40 Sri Lankan kids who've been trained how to play the various Sri Lankan traditional drums, and they have the costumes and basically everything it takes to have a very professional and traditional looking drum troupe as you would see back in Sri Lanka. Now, the drum troupe performed over the summer in several locations around Boston, and they were performing for US audiences, which I believe Arjuna told me received them very well. It was for the US audiences a very, very unique exposure to this kind of music.
It's a very traditional dance combined with a modern dance.
Arjuna Balasurya is a well-known musician, and his commitment to setting up this orchestra has been amazing. They trained with him, and he told me when I spoke to him recently that the drums, about 50 of the drums, were actually ordered from Sri Lanka, so they are the real thing. And he now talks of trying to get funding for this drum troupe, and possibly even setting up a performing arts academy here in Boston where not only drumming but other instruments, dance and culture can be taught to Sri Lankans, but also be available for the community at large. So 2008 was a really great season for the newly formed Pancha Thurya drum troupe, and I know that Arjuna and other founding members have great plans ahead for the next season. Some of those plans include trying to make it broader in that it reaches out more to the US community at large and perhaps have more interaction with musical academies and colleges, so that we bring in that fusion element and really get Americans involved in creating a new type of music perhaps, and exploring new ways of sharing our cultural heritage with our fellow Americans.